And for Asia for our demo for today.
Hi, good morning everyone. Today I would like to tell you all about the story of this project and how it came to be. So, and to do that we have to travel back in time a little bit to 2019 because that was the year when Ericsson received a grant from Qualcomm, and we wanted to work with our partner Smart Communications to figure out a way to bring technology into the education space. So Smart kindly introduced us to the Department of Education, Muntinlupa, and also to the Philippine Normal University. They sent their regrets because they could not join us today. And so we started throwing ideas around what to do with education that would utilize technology. But then in 2020, of course, life as we know it changed. And everything moved online. And learning also moved online. And suddenly we all found ourselves in the situation where the teachers now needed to have the ICT skills that they need to bring the learning online. And then not only that, they had to make the lessons even more engaging and more interesting because now the students had to do the learning on the screen all day, every day. And we know what that is like as adults. So that's how we started. So we were throwing a few ideas back and forth. But then we thought that, okay, since there are limited opportunities for the teachers to train themselves in ICT, especially during those early pandemic years, why don't we bring the training to the teachers? And that's how the idea of having the online modules started. We were so happy to be working with DepEd and also with PNU because they really guided us in doing the curriculum. So all of this content was custom built for the Philippines. It's not something that Ericsson has deployed widely. And we took the curriculum elements from the grade 10 curriculum. And so we were able to build the online modules that really focus on how teachers could integrate technology into the classroom. And then we were thinking, okay, they can't go and do the practice teaching in the classroom, so why don't we add a VR component? So what the VR component does is it takes the teacher into a virtual classroom, and he or she can interact with animated students that were really made to look like students from the Philippine setting. And then when they interact with the students, that's when they can practice doing ICT activities in the classroom, and as part of the VR modules, they would be given feedback. So the teachers would be given feedback like how long it would take them to answer questions from the student, what's the tone of their voice, what's the volume of their voice, and all this would kind of give them an idea of how to better conduct the classroom teachings. Because it was the pandemic, it took us a bit of time to kind of put everything together. But finally, in 2022, we were able to deploy, and as of the end of the first phase of the project last year, we have 1,700 teachers from the pre-service side. So pre-service means these are teachers that are learning to teach, and they are based at the Philippine Normal University. And then we also had the in-service teachers. So we focused on public high school teachers from the Department of Education in Muntinlupa. So that was the first phase of our project. But what did we really want the teachers to learn? So we wanted them to learn how to use ICT in the classroom, and we wanted them to learn how to do backward integration, meaning they start with the objectives of what they want to teach the students, and then working back, they integrate the activities into the lesson plan. This is how the portal looks, and we have actually brought some demos later that our media friends might want to try. So what happens is the teachers have all received a registration link to this portal, and then they can go and put in an account and they register using their email and password. And once they have done that, they will go to the teaching with technology modules, and it's divided into two parts. So the first one is the fundamental module, and then they can go on to the advanced. And once they finish all of the modules, then they receive a certificate from Ericsson that says that they have completed this program. So we just want to share with you what is actually in the program structure. Yeah. So the training course itself has 2 online modules and then 2 VR modules divided into fundamental and advanced. So for the fundamental one, this is where they will learn about ICT pedagogies and tech integration. The model that we base it on is called the SAMR model for ICT integration in the classroom. SAMR stands for substitution, augmentation, modification, and re-identification. But I think if you want to know more about that, we will have to ask our educators. But the idea is that the teachers, once they practice putting in ICT into the classroom, they go through different levels. So first level would be substitution, and then the highest level would be re-identification. And then after they've done that, they go to the VR module. In the VR module, for the first part, for the fundamental part, they will practice how to prepare the classroom for an ICT activity. So they'll practice grouping the students, they'll practice checking if the devices are connected and charged and all of those things. And then after that, they go on to the more advanced module where aside from thinking about the ICT pedagogies and how to integrate technology into the classroom, they will plan how to do an ICT facilitated group activity and how to get the students to collaborate. So one idea that we introduced early on is that students learn more when they're working together. And it's more fun to work together if you have some kind of ICT activity or ICT tool going on. So to practice all of that, the teachers can choose from topics that are from the English, math, and science curriculum of the grade 10 levels that are being taught right now in DEP Edmonton Lupa. So what did we learn after 1 year of implementing the program? So we actually had a monitoring and evaluation partner. They couldn't join us today, but it is the University of the Philippines ACT-RC team. And so after 1 year, they did the study and they found that for those teachers who finished the program, they could see an improvement in the knowledge of ICT integration, in diversifying their teaching methods, and designing ICT supported learning activities. So how were they able to find this all out? It's from feedback from the participants, and they also had surveys. They also compared the lesson plans of the teachers before they joined the program and then after they completed the program. So in short, there was a clear difference after 1 year. And so today, as Arda has mentioned, we're very honored and also pleased to be able to announce that we are starting with phase 2 of the project. So we have added 2 more schools for Department of Education Muntinlupa. So they have a new public high school in 2023, and then we're also adding the Alternative Learning Center. SMART is still providing connectivity support, and we will be also delivering additional VR headsets. And then we will have training days for them and also remote support. For the training days, we're actually doing one this Saturday with the Department of Education in Muntinlupa, and we're doing that face-to-face. And then what we mean by remote support is, for example, the teachers have some challenges accessing the modules or the VR training. We have a local team, so they're the first line of support. If we can solve it on the local level, then we escalate to the regional and also to the global team. So teachers can send us an email and then we try to address their concerns as quickly as possible. So 5 years is quite a long time to have any kind of project. And even some of our colleagues ask, what kept you going throughout those 5 years? I think first because we believe that the project very much aligns with Ericsson's purpose. And that's to make connections that make the unimaginable possible. I think a few years back, we wouldn't have seen this project. And I think to date, DEP Edmonton Lupa and PNU might be the first or maybe the only ones who are using this type of training in Asia. But we also believe in the project because we think that this is a good way to support the country's digital and socio-economic transformation. Because it will help to address capacity building for the teachers and be able to empower them to have technology. And by doing that, then they can prepare learners for the digital future that we all envision for the Philippines. After having worked now for the last 5 years with DepEd and also with PNU and seeing their commitment and their dedication to their students, I can say personally that I think the future of our country and any country lies in the hands of our educators. And we really wanted to do this project so that we could put the right tools into their hands and also equip them with the right skills so that they can maximize the use of those tools. So again, thank you very much to all of our partners. We look forward to working with you for another year. And thank you to our media guests as well for joining us today. Okay, now we come to, we have